Good afternoon. This is Jeannie Fisher, the 401k lady. And last week, I spoke directly to the HR professionals and comp and benefit managers, and I challenged them to think outside the box when it comes to benefits and to view their benefit budget as a resource to be allocated in the most efficient way possible. And we talked about allowing the employee to choose where they want that benefit dollar to go. Now, this week, we're going to talk about the student loan repayment program. The average new hire has about $30,000 in student debt, and student loan programs are regularly ranked as one of the top desired benefits by young adults today. So recently, we've seen a surge in these types of programs. What I want to talk about today was what the first wave looked like. So up until recently, employers have been instituting some creative solutions to actually help their employees. Now, these programs are so awesome to implement because they can be very flexible. Now, remember, they're not governed by ERISA, so you have a lot of leeway in what you design. First off, you can set your own eligibility requirements. You can discriminate. Now, don't freak out when I use that word, but you can choose who gets this benefit and who doesn't. It can be only for the executives. You can only provide it to new hires. Maybe you only want to reward employees who've actually been with your organization for a certain amount of years. You can give it to everybody. You can only give it to one person. It's very flexible. The second thing is you can contribute as much or as little as you want to. You can give $100,000. You can give $5. Again, a very flexible benefit. And then finally, the way in which you actually provide it to the employees can vary also. So maybe you just provide a one-time payment for performance-based measures, or maybe they hit their 3 years with the company, or maybe you're trying to recruit somebody and you're offering a student loan payment to help entice them to come join your company. Again, you can completely customize your student loan program to match your company's needs. Now, what I have seen historically, what most companies have done is they design the program and then they just issue an additional paycheck to the employee. Now, what's nice about that is you submit it through payroll, and really the onus is on the employee at that point to then pay on the student loan. Now, a lot of the people I know who implemented that did ask for some sort of proof back. They might have even had the employee sign a legal agreement that mentioned they would have to pay the benefit back if for some reason they left the company after a certain amount of time. So you can put some parameters around it, but it's pretty straightforward. You give them an extra bonus type payment, and then the employee actually pays it off. Now, one of the first evolutions in the student loan repayment programs was something that people often refer to as direct pay. Now, this direct pay is where the employee can choose to have their payment deferred from their paycheck. The employer then takes that deferment in addition to any additional payment they want to make, whether it's a matched or just a lump sum, whatever it is. The employer takes that money and then puts it directly on the student loan on behalf of the employee. Now, what's nice about that is the employer can then combine their contribution with it, and they can guarantee themselves that it's actually going back to the loan. If it's coded correctly in the payroll system, this can also help prevent some of the taxation issues we might have. If the employer portion needs to be taxed, we can go ahead and withhold that on the payroll stub. So the direct pay was kind of the first step to the employer being a little bit more involved in the student loan process. Now, third parties have actually stepped in to help the employer out because, of course, this is just an extra step in payroll. So next week, we're going to talk about how a third party can help you administer this type of direct pay program. What are some of the pros? And then what are some other things or other tweaks these third parties are doing to add to the program just to make it even better? So hopefully that gave you a good start into what a student loan program looks like. Much more next week. So make sure you look out for the video. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.